Right, all right, all right. Guys, AmpFest was amazing. And before I do my recap of the whole event, there was one particular woman that I know all y'all noticed. I didn't know who she was. I had to go back and research it. I was referring to her as Thick Latoya, but her name is Stacy Francis, and I did a little bit of research on her. It's amazing that she came to the event. She is a Christian woman, a family woman, a mother. I think she had like 4 kids. She was on the X Factor. She sung our national anthem, I believe, the second night that we were there for the gala, or the third night, whenever that was. She was on Celebrity Big Brother in the United Kingdom, so she might be more popular in England than she is here. But either way, I was grateful to meet her. I was grateful to talk to her. She said she loved my dress, which was a huge compliment, made me feel good. Beautiful woman, inside and out, good heart, beautiful voice, clearly a good mother, clearly a good wife, like just all around great speaker and a force to be reckoned with. But there was something that she said at AmpFest that really made me think, you know, we talk about some dark stuff on this channel, you know, really, really dark stuff. We talk about pedophiles. We talk about Satanists. We talk about witchcraft. We talk about Democrats. We talk about communists. We talk about murders. We talk about violence. I talk about all these things on my channel, on my Twitter. I don't think the left really wants to know who they really are. The left is not going to look in the mirror and all of a sudden just become accountable for their violent actions, and that become accountable for their misinformation, become accountable for their pathological lying. The left is not going to wake up one day and become accountable for their narcissism. They're just not. They're just not. So another approach that maybe we could take, I'm not going to take this approach, but you guys can take this approach, is what if we just showed them how happy we really are? What if we showed them how free and unoppressed and truly, deeply happy we really, really are? Because I can definitely say I'm happy. You know, I seem super angry. I seem, you know, I'm real quick to fight. But 99% of my day, I'm like I'm a party girl. You know what I mean? I'm a chef. I'm a nurturer. I'm a giver. I'm happy all the time, you know? And if I can't find a party, I'll have my own party, you know? I always want to feel good, and I want everyone around me to feel good. I don't know what you know, my family's going to lie about when I become famous, but I can tell you this, everyone else who knows me as somebody who always wants to be comfortable and to comfort others. I'm an empath and I'm a healer, and that's what I'm good at. Okay. I've been running from that call for 20 years, but trust me, it's there. So let's take a look at what she said at the end of Sunday, and then from there, I wanted to share some motivational quotes with you that and why I have these motivational quotes on a stack of sticky notes. I'll get to that story after we hear Stacy speak. The subject of censorship for patriots came up, and what she said was put the good news, you know, put out positive. Put out light, put out warmth. That's the real energy that is going to attract these demons from the radical left. It's either going to make them leave or it's going to attract them to the light. And I know from a spiritual standpoint that what she's saying is true. So let's finish listening.
Your own life, even with COVID. What can you do to inspire somebody else? Because these people are very depressed right now. They're feeling down. Some people are feeling suicidal. I'm telling you, they can't understand.
Very suicidal.
What can you say to still encourage people and lift their spirits? And that's what gets into it. I'm going to do a shameless plug right now. I wrote a song called We Stand Together. And we have to stand together. I'm telling you. And my song has an incentive. I got a lot of views on my video. It's very encouraging. I got a lot of phenomenal comments because there's a lot of people out there that do want to be encouraged. They do want to stand together. I can tell you something. Even though it seems like it, the louder people, it's like a lot of people that are very loud and aggressive. But there's a lot of us that are standing together that want to see good. They want to see good winning. They do. And I know you hear all the evil's louder, more louder than the good. But there's a lot of good people out there. There are a lot of good people out there. And as artists, I'm telling you, keep writing songs, keep writing poetry, keep writing inspirational posts. They won't get censored. Your songs, the songs that you write to encourage people and to lift them up, those messages, they won't get censored. America needs that.
You heard that? She said America needs that. You know, so let's give that a shot. You know, collectively on all of our platforms, as much as we fight and we have to battle trolls, if you choose to do it that way, and we're battling Antifa in the street, and we're throwing punches or not, you know, figuratively or literally, let's try to attract them. Okay, let's try to see if we can put out a little bit of honey and see if we can bring people into the light. Because honestly, at the end of the day, quality of life is what everyone's really looking for. Okay, at the end of the day, everyone just wants peace in their home. They want peace within themselves. They want peace in their community. They want peace in their country. I really do believe that. We just have a lot of people whose minds have been deceived, and they just don't know that they're fighting for the wrong side. So I actually have been carrying around this stack of sticky notes in my laptop bag for almost 3 years now. I used to have these quotes literally lined up on my door when I had my place in Vegas, and I had the nicest apartment back then. Long story short, lost my car, lost my job, could not find another job in time before rent was due the next month. Yes, I was living paycheck to paycheck and had no savings, just like everyone else, but I have always been somebody who found jobs very quickly. I don't stay unemployed for long. This is the longest I've ever been unemployed. But I underestimated how cliquey Las Vegas culinary industry is and how hard it is to get hired, especially if you're not from there and you don't have a 702 number and none of your references are in Vegas. I tried temp agencies, but none of the events were within a reasonable distance to me. I tried joining the union. I paid the dues, but you can't get a job unless you've been there for 25 years or 10 years at least. So it was just all a shit show. And eventually I did get an eviction, and I'm not ashamed to say it. It's the only time I've ever had an eviction in my life. Vegas does not play when it comes to renters' rights. Like, they don't care. It's very different. It's not like California where you have renters' rights and it takes you 3 months before they call the sheriff and you have to go to court and you can fight the case. No. 5 days, if you don't pay your rent, 5 days or 15 days, they're going to call the sheriff and lock you out, and you're not going to have any recourse. And even if you're willing to, like what I was willing to do, I said, look, do not put this eviction on my record. I will not resist it. I will not fight it. I will have my property out of the apartment by 3 p.m. on this date. And they looked me dead ass in my eye and promised me that they were not going to put the eviction on my record. And they turned around and did exactly that. Even though I surrendered the keys and did everything that I said I was going to do, prior to me losing my car and my job, I had never, ever been late. And they did not give a shit. Okay? Hashtag prime apartments. So I got rid of most of my stuff. Some of that property is in my office in Vegas. Most of my clothes are gone. I basically held on to like a couple of antiques and my artwork and my photos and some clothes, and that was it. Everything else I had to get rid of. All my cooking equipment, all my nice stuff, all the plates and dishes and nice stuff that I had, it's all gone. It's all gone. So I ended up moving back to Oakland, like literally with my old roommate, my same room, same location. I got a one-way ticket from Vegas to Oakland. I got off the plane at 7 a.m. By 3 p.m. that day, I was back working at one market where I was a butcher, and I had a ball doing it. And then I was temping for my old sushi company, had a ball doing that. The holiday season proceeds forward, and I end up, the eviction goes to a collection agency because I wasn't able to pay it at first. But then it worked out because the collection agency was much more flexible. So I paid that whole eviction off, all $4,000 off in like 4 or 5 months. I made so much money as soon as I came back to California, which sucks because I'm leaving again. But I swear I made so much money. I was happy. I was safe. I was back with everyone that I had built relationships with before I had left to move to Vegas. And it was a miracle. And that's part of the good news. And my life story, even though I've had it all, I've lost it all, I work my ass off, I get it all again, I lose it, something happens, you lose it all. I'm a Buddhist, or I was a Buddhist, so I understand there's kind of a natural ebb and flow in life, and you just kind of have to accept it. I cannot control every single freaking thing. I can control most things, and when I am in control, I'm successful. But when somebody throws a monkey wrench in my story, that's when I lose it all. You know, and that's not blaming others. It's just a fact. Okay. I don't really make bad life choices, but occasionally I let someone in my life who makes bad life choices. So the bad life choice that I make is loving people who I shouldn't trust. Whoop-de-doo. Okay, if that makes me a fuck up, then I'm a fuck up. Whoop-de-doo. I think we've all been through it. But again, before I got evicted, you know, I was starting my podcast career for the Beer Talk Radio, and I was very deep into Toastmasters. So I just like to motivate myself, and I like to motivate others. And I had all of these, and you know, just like what Stacy says, we have to spread the good news. So let's have some positivity today. And I know you guys are going to love these quotes. They're pretty fierce, and I know you're going to like them. Okay, so this is one of my favorites. This one is, take one thing, become that thing, and amplify that thing until it becomes the only thing. That's how you become a legend. Here's one from Jim Fortin of Sales Psychology Academy. He was a big influence in my life until I realized he was just another motivational speaker / company that will tell you how to fix 50% of your problems, but will not give you the truth about the other 50%. Nonetheless, he was a big motivator. And this is about neuro-linguistic programming. If I was rich, who would I be? How would I feel? What would I do? And how would I see the world? And this is about, like I said, about neuro-linguistic programming. You can't aspire to be something that you're not. You have to be it and feel it while you still don't have it. So while I was poor, I was trying to have a wealth mentality, and you have to ask yourselves those questions. And it could be rich, or it could be thin, or it could be healthy. You could fill in the blanks with anything there. Who would you be? How would you feel? What types of things would you do? What would your daily habits be? And how would you see the world? You see, if I was rich, I don't think I would have as much of an attitude, and I wouldn't have as much of a chip on my shoulder. So until I get to that day, I have to tone it down right now, because I'm preparing myself for the manifestation, but I have to manifest it in my mind first. Okay. This is a good one. This one's about relationships, from Rachel Lindsay. She says, it's the damaged connections that have always given you the out to walk away. And I know that to be true, because I have most of my relationships, with the exception of a few, I've always had one foot out the door. Well, yes, there's a reason I always had one foot out the door. That was legitimate reason. But the deeper question to ask yourself is, why do you keep attracting those people that make you want to have one foot out the door anyway? So that's what really needed to be addressed in my life. And I'm glad that I have gotten the help to learn to address that. Here's one from Gianni Versace. You have the opportunity to be great, and yet you choose to assist. My daughter said something very poignant to me when I was at Walkaway, Charleston. I brought her with me. And she says, Mom, you're not the help anymore. Mom, you're not the help anymore. Got me right here. Here's one from Chef Adrian Cheatham, and I'm sure you guys have all heard this quote before. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. That's something that we say as chefs all the time. Here's one that really helped me lose my poverty complex, talking again about neuro-linguistic programming. Scared money, don't make money. That's when I started gambling. And lo and behold, I'm actually very good at it. This is one of my favorites. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. That's the only way you will become what you are meant to be. And if you guys know what movie that's from, put it in the comments. Here's one from drag queen Alyssa Edwards. Forgive and forget. Forgive the people that hurt you, and forget they ever fucking existed. Of course, my favorite, from Walter White. I am the nightmare. You can also see that the ink did not take in my skin, so I'll have to get that tattoo done somewhere else. But even back then, even in 2016, I knew that my ferociousness was going to bring me to the top. And I knew that anyone who challenged me, I was going to dominate. And that's all there is to it. This is for you sports fans. You're going to like this, from Emmitt Smith. All men are created equal, but some work harder in the preseason. I love that one. Here's one from a Drake song. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. I hate Drake, but I do like that quote. Here's another one. Anybody who tries to take the wheel of this world from God is going to find themselves in a ditch. And that's actually from the show Greenleaf, which is another weird Oprah show that I used to watch. Here's one from Brendan Burchard, the motivational speaker. Real power, true human power, is giving others love without expecting it or needing it back, which is probably a Buddhist concept that he stole and marketed and capitalized upon. Just being honest here. Here's one from Frederick Douglass, and this definitely applies to BLM and Antifa. It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Here's one from Ollie Matthews. If you guys did not see my Ollie Matthews video, it's called Is Donald Trump a Terminator? Go back and watch it. It's very powerful. Ollie Matthews says, when you're in protection mode 24/7, you miss the outside world. You miss what's going on around you because all you're focused on is surviving. Ollie gets a slave for that. He gets a slave for that. And I know, as someone who has complex PTSD, I know that that is 100% true. And I wonder if the reason I've had so many relationship problems and so many financial problems off and on for the past 20 years is because I'm constantly in survival mode. It's getting from point A to point B, and that's all you can think about. Well, when you step out of that, when you step out of the survival mindset, you can allow the manifestation mindset to come in. So it's a miracle. It's a miracle that I have changed as much as I have. It's a miracle. This one is a Buddhist. This is from President Daihatsu Ikeda. For those of you who are SGI Soka Gakkai International Buddhists, you will know this one. Live with lion-like courage. I know I do. This one's from Ray Bradbury. We are not born equal, but must be made equal by the fire. I love that. And you'll notice that I have a lot of fire quotes because I'm a fire personality, even though I'm a Virgo. So I have a very earthy foundation in my spirit and my soul and my personality, but I'm not a fire sign, but I am mostly a fire personality. I'm an earth personality with a fire personality, but mostly fire, okay? I am free, I am forgiven, I am a field on fire. That's from Trent Reznor, my boo. Burn for freedom, ready to scorch anything in its path. Here's another one for BLM and Antifa. Those who make peace impossible make violence inevitable. Take that to the bank. I have no problem putting a bullet in anyone's head. And we need to make sure, and the patriots, we need to make sure that George Soros knows that. We need to start making that very clear. You need to stop being nice, and you need to start making it very clear that anyone who makes peace impossible will make violence inevitable. We have more guns, we're trained, and we don't want that. They don't want it either. Oh, I'm sorry, I was trying to be positive. Oops. Here's the last one. I'm such a hypocrite. God is real, God is kind, and God lives inside all of us. So I hope that motivates you. I hope that my story of losing it and then things turning around, you know, I just want to end with this. This is the most frightening time I think we've ever had collectively on a global scale in the world's history. You know, we are all connected. We've all been globalized. And the things that happen in this country affect every other country around the world, and for some of us, vice versa. What we need to remember, what I'd like you to remember, is that when you live with lion-like courage, you have like a very protected heart. And one thing I will say about myself is I have a very protected heart, which means I can be homeless and still be happy. I can be depressed and still be happy. I can be suicidal and still be happy. I can lose it all and still be happy. The world outside could be terrified and I can still be happy. I could have nightmares every night, which I have had for the majority of this quarantine, and I'm still happy because in my protected heart, I still live with lion-like courage and I still live with God-like hope. So ironically enough for me, I've lost most respect for my roommate because her TDS is getting to the point where I can't even deal with her anymore. I lost all my friends and connections on Instagram who were somewhat supporting my career, but not really. I lost all my friends and connections in the craft beer industry. I've already been outed at my job as a Trump supporting Republican. I've lost my job. My employer is losing $9,000, I think $9,000 to $12,000 a month. I forgot what number he told me. I think it was 9,000. He's losing $9,000 a month. The Bay Area is like on fire. Like it's been on fire like 3 times in the past 2 years. Every single one of my friends has lost their businesses. Every single one of my friends that's a chef has lost their business. We've got a communist and pedophile supporting individual for a governor. People are losing left and right. People are losing their sanity. They're losing their lives. There's an increase in suicides, like Stacey said, especially in rehab centers. True story, my roommate's client that she does massage therapy for when, she actually does massages, which it's like once a week, and then, lives off of alimony. Her client's son was in rehab. He was doing really, really well, but not being able to go to the meetings, the 12-step meetings, he couldn't not have the hugs and not have the face-to-face contact. And you see, some people are sensitive like that. They cannot handle being alone. They cannot handle being by themselves. They cannot handle suffering and then trying to get the therapy they need through a Zoom call. They just can't do it. And this young man, I believe he was like 20-something, 26 years old, committed suicide. He had been clean and sober. He was doing really, really well, and he committed suicide. All right. No matter how bad it is in the world, when you have that protected heart, when you live with that lion-like courage, even when you're at your lowest and you want to die, there's still that fire burning inside of you that just says, give it one more day. Just keep trying. Don't give up. Don't end it yet. There's more for you to do. All right, guys. So I want you guys to write down the quotes that you liked and share those quotes with other people in your life. And let's try to put some message of love and some message of positivity into the world, so that maybe if we can't fight these people, we can't yell at them enough, we can't fight them enough, we can't show them enough truth, they're just not going to get it. But maybe if we show them a little bit of love and light, and we can reprogram that neurolinguistic reptilian brain, maybe we can bring them to our side. All right. So let's just, every now and then, let's just give them a little bit of love and a little bit of joy, and let's see where it takes us. All right, guys. All right.